The Olympics are rolling on, and so is Team USA after their blowout win over Brazil. Next is a semifinals matchup against Serbia on Thursday. We're bringing in Fox NBA analyst Ric Bucher. Rick,
oh, slick.
First, would you like to apologize to Shady for ever having any questions about how they were going to look?
Have we won the gold yet? Could you guys not just get ahead of yourself? Enjoy. I expect better from you. Shady's already counting his money before it's hit the bank. I get that. You expect to be a little more level-headed, and even though that Shady is looking particularly studious today with the bifocals, I still look. I need to see. Look. I expected them to win, and they have done it in great fashion. They've answered a lot of questions. One of the biggest reasons is just because I believe that they all checked their egos stateside. Their egos did not make the carry-on, and as a result, you've got not just the role players, the Derek Whites and the Drew Holidays doing the little things, but you got LeBron James and Steph Curry and Anthony Davis. They're all sharing, distributing, contributing. They've all played roles over the course of these games, and so that's always the question. Are guys going to stand on how they're treated in the NBA? Are they going to be conscious of how many minutes and touches and shots and all that? And we have seen none of that so far. We've got 4 games in Olympic competition. We've got 4 different leading scorers. And if you look at the average minutes played, you got 11 guys who are averaging between 17 and 22 minutes. That's what's been most impressive to me, is just the balance and the willingness for everybody to share and contribute. That's what's made this team so dominant.
Who specifically has impressed you, though, outside of the team being egoless and being able to be flexible? Yeah. Who on Team USA has been the most impressive so far in the run?
Yeah, you guys remember during the finals, there was a point where we were talking, is Derek White the MVP of the finals? Like, he was having that kind of an impact. Derek White, Bam Adebayo, like a number of the guys that are just coming off the bench, and in many cases, the starters come out, and they're sort of taking the Shady McCoy approach of, hey, we got this. We don't have to play that hard. Right. And they're down going into the second quarter. And then Team USA goes to the bench, and Bam Adebayo and Derek White and Drew Holiday and Anthony Davis and Anthony Edwards come in, and they change the complexion of the game. And that's what's been so impressive. And then they'll go back to the bench, and the starters come in, and then the starters pick up off of that. So I just feel as if these guys have all fed off of each other. And while there's been a lot of talk about who's playing and not playing and D&Ps and all that, you've heard none of that from this team. They've genuinely enjoyed playing together and sharing the load. And so you get guys like Derek White and Drew Holiday and some of the ancillary players being celebrated as much as you do. Even the support for Joel Embiid in terms of struggling. And then the last 2 games, he has played much better, and you can see the team sort of rallying around him, even as the French crowd has booed him every time he touches the ball. So the camaraderie of this team, I would say, is probably what's impressed me the most.
Well, that's what happens when you're just the favorite and more dominant, right? You got the starters, there's stars, the backups, the stars. Like, that's what happens. That's why we're going to win the goal easily. Anyway, I want to ask you a question, Slick. Since you're the one that's worried about my USA team winning the gold, who's a threat, right? Who do you see as a big threat for us to win gold? Because I don't see a threat, but maybe you do. Yeah.
It's the same team that I thought was a threat from the very beginning. It's the team that they played in the warm-ups. I think it was a 92-88 final. Germany, to me, is the biggest threat. One, this team has collective experience from winning the World Cup last year. It's essentially the same roster coming back. If you look at how the United States has been dominant and won rather easily, the difference, the scoring margin difference, Germany is right behind them. They've had a relative undefeated and had a relatively easy time. I believe have won every game by double digits. So they're, if you're going to say a next best team, Germany would be it. And this is the one question that I have, because this German team had to go through possession by possession, close games, and win the gold last summer. We really haven't had that. And sometimes your dominance can bite you a little bit, and that you've never been in one of these games where every possession matters and you don't have the same margin of error. I want to see if Team USA ends up in a game like that against Germany, which is what I would expect the gold medal game is going to come down to. How do we respond to that? I've said from the beginning, Shady, I expect us to win. I just figured at some point along the way, we were going to be challenged. And I still believe that, even though we got the easiest group, we got the easiest bracket run to the final. But at some point, we're going to run up against one of these quality teams, and then let's see exactly what Team USA is.
Wait, I just want to make sure I heard that correctly. So Germany's the same team that has only 4 NBA. Is that only 4 NBA players?
See, here we go again.
I'm just asking, so I'll know.
Why are we measuring teams based on international teams?
I mean,
based on how many NBA players they have.
Well, because the NBA is the best basketball league in the world, as we know, where all of the greatest players play.
I mean, hello.
Okay.
Our team is.
But how many teams have we seen win NBA championships of late?
I mean, they have stars,
It wasn't the most star-laden teams. I mean, where were the Phoenix Suns? They had 3 huge stars.
Yeah.
And you can go down the
we don't
line.
have 3 stars, though.
There were
right. And they had the best player in the NBA on their team.
But that's the beauty of this. But that's the beauty of this team.
Okay.
Is that if you bring stars together, and it's what Steve Kerr has, the reason why he's had DNPs for guys, is because you can take 5 great players, and Steve mentioned it. He said, like, we could take our 5 top scorers and try to play them together, but that wouldn't necessarily be a recipe for success.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that these guys have been willing to play roles, the reason Devin Booker has started every game is not because he's averaging the most points or his numbers or he's had a star role. It's because he's been willing to play a complementary role. And that's not always easy for star players who are used to playing 35 minutes and getting endless touches over the course of a game. I want to give them credit for the fact that these guys have all had to fit in around each other, and they've been successful doing it. But we've done it with a margin of error where other teams just they can't play us close enough to make our turnovers and some of our inefficiencies matter. I believe Germany is going to test us. It'll come down to that. Do I think we'll win? Yes. But do I think it's going to be cakewalks, 20-point wins all the way
Finally,
to the goal?
There you go. Come on over.
No, I do not.
Hey, enjoy your goal, because it's coming. It's coming.
So we're looking past Serbia, obviously.
I expect it to.
We're looking past Serbia.
Yeah.
You're willing to do that?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
Okay. I am.
Yeah,
I believe. I keep thinking look, and this is just from my experience, in that international teams in particular, they never show you their best in group play. They never show it early. They're always pulling their punches. It's just kind of a thing that international teams do. Yeah. So there's a part of me that's like, have we really seen the best of Serbia? But I just don't think Serbia playing big the way they are can match up. Especially the way we shoot the 3. I think they can't match us there. But Germany, in terms of their bigs and their overall number of guys who can shoot the 3, and just because you haven't seen them shoot the NBA 3 doesn't mean that they can't shoot it. They have as many 3-point shooters as we do. So they can space the floor.
Okay.
And so that's where I think that we've had a great advantage, because we shot the 3 so incredibly well. If that balances out, then where are we? Again, look, I may sound like a skeptic. I may sound like a cynic. I've said from the beginning, I think USA is going to win. I just, going back to the last Olympics, we were tested. We rolled on France leading up to the finals, and then we won gold by 5. Now, give me this, Shady. If the winning margin is single digits, will you agree that they were tested?
I gotta watch the game. I mean, because like I watch the game now, and it's like you turn on, and we'll be up by 5, and then by halftime we're up by 20. It's just like we're just better than everybody. Yeah. You ever played a sport or just played a game, right? And you're competing, and it's like I know I'm better than you, so I'm just taking my time with it, right? And then eventually, we all know what's gonna happen. So like, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take some time off, and I'm gonna go place a nice wager on these games because we're gonna win. Right? I think Serbia, what are we, 16, 17-point favorite? Like, these guys that are going to lose? Come on, Slick.
Are you just going money line? You're just going money line, right?
Yeah, I mean, I just want to win.
Yeah, that's what Shady likes, money line.
Okay, that's right.
All right, so let's assume we go past Serbia. You're confident that Germany is going to beat France?
Ooh, better question for you.
Yes. No, I mean, they've played once before, and Germany handled them. I would expect that France just, it's interesting watching them play with Victor Wembanyama because, and this is different too for the international game, is that we're so used to teams playing, if they have a dominant player, everything goes through them, everything happens with them. If you watch the French team, like Victor Wembanyama is just another guy. Like they don't particularly feature him. And that can be both a strength and a weakness. But ultimately, yes, I expect that Germany is going to get past France.
They're only favored by 4.5.
It's going to be competitive or not.
Ooh, it's going to be a good game, it sounds like.
Yeah, well, that'll be a good game. Have you had a favorite Olympics moment so far?
Mine's is coming, so don't feel bad.
Question. Really? Yours hasn't happened yet, Shady?
No, it's coming, though. You know it's coming. When you see the King James with that goal, it's coming, baby. Steph Curry, that goal, it's on its way.
Oh, you mean so we're not just talking about basketball. We're talking.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm talking about all of them.
Oh,
like what's been your favorite moment so far?
Mine's is coming, though.
Yeah, Shady's saying he hasn't had his yet.
Yeah, I think Simone Biles just coming back.
She's a beast.
And seeing her compete again and be successful. And maybe, like, I kind of go back and forth. Like, the whole Snoop Dogg phenomenon is just kind of funny to me, man. I mean, the dude has reinvented himself.
It's been marketed very well. It's been really fun.
Man, yeah.
Hey, Slick, when we win gold,
I'll say those two. But Simone's at the top.
Will you apologize to the world? So you apologize to me, obviously, but to the world that you were wrong and that America has the best athletes, the best talent. Can you really say that? Because you picked kind of, you didn't pick against us, but you was kind of like dry hating.
Exactly what am I apologizing for, Shady?
You said.
I'm not opposed to saying I was wrong.
You
what
were
am I saying I was wrong about?
You were trying to say, and correct me if I'm wrong, Joy, Slick was saying that, oh, man, I don't know if America's going to win the gold because they're not all the way dialed in.
Shady.
They got all these different guys.
You got to call him on this.
I kind of remember you saying there was a good chance there was like 3 teams that could really push us.
That's what you said.
And no, I'm kidding.
I said there was 3 teams that could push us. Yes.
Yeah.
I said there was 3 teams
they
that
better
could push
us and give us our goal.
I think I said it was.
Sometimes it's not what you say, it's how you say it.
Right.
Like, you didn't say it from here. You got to say it like from your diaphragm. Like, we're going to win gold.
Right.
You know? You said, like, we're going to win, but we might struggle.
And now you see LeBron playing like that?
I'm so disappointed, Joy.
Now, and next season, before he leaves, next season, you better have better energy about the king, LeBron James. You see what he's doing with all the greats. You see how he's playing. He's still the big dog.
Here we go.
Thank you so much.
Have a great day.
You've been listening too closely to Dwayne Wade on the broadcast.
Thank you so much for joining us, Slick.
Not.
We appreciate you. Subscribe here to get the latest from Speak, and go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.